Yo, what up? It's your girl V-HENNY, man. You already know the vibes. Welcome to the Artistry, where we talk shit about music, entertainment, and the everyday struggles. And you know how we do, man. We have a dope guest in the building. She reps the Bronx to the fullest. She's an actress, a writer, comedian. She just does it all. Yo, let's make some noise for your girl, Jasmine Ruiz.
Hello. Thank you for such an amazing intro.
You're welcome.
I'm honored.
I don't got the budget, so I gotta be like,
No. We got it.
Well, listen. Thank you. We here at Bumbu. Shout out to Bumbu. They're here.
Shout out to Bumbu. This is a beautiful building, a beautiful space.
It is.
They have like so many different, you guys can't see, there are like so many different spaces that just give a really unique experience.
Right.
There's like a little ball pit in the bath. Girl, what?
Right. You saw all that,
the cute bathroom. I'm going to post some pictures later about it.
Definitely will. So, have you ever tried their Bumbu?
I have not. Okay.
Are you Puerto Rican from the Bronx?
Ya tú sabes.
You understand? So, you like coquito,
Of
right?
course.
All right, so let's try this.
Okay, let's see.
It's equivalent to a coquito.
All right. Thank you.
Like for me, basically, I love to like...
Oh, I like the color. This is how I like my coffee. That like...
Rum y crema. Rum y crema. That's how you like your coffee?
Oh, it smells nice.
It does smell nice.
It does smell very nice.
Let me tell you something. I always tell people I'm not a rum person. But Bumbu, something about Bumbu, I'm like, that's the type of rum I can do. So for me, I can definitely do it. Right. I wanted to do a cheers to you.
Cheers to me. Oh
Congratulations on all your accomplishments. Yeah. You're doing amazing things. You achieved the whole 100K.
Yeah, brand new, girl. I'm very excited. Cheers to you too for creating something that you can put out into the world that other people can consume that is uniquely yours. And I know that's really hard. So cheers to you too.
Yeah. Listen, cheers to everybody. Shout out to Bumbu for for this amazing drink.
Yeah, cheers to Bumbu.
Let's do this.
Let's get it. That's good. That is easy. Very light. It goes down smooth.
No, seriously, it's good.
It's good. I'm going to drink this whole cup. I might have a second.
It's all right. You know why? Because the more you drink, the more you talk.
I came in here like, you know what? It's 2 o'clock. I'll take a little sip. But no. I'm definitely going to be drinking this whole cup. She's going to be dancing side.
Oh, man. So listen, I know you pride on the fact of you being from the Bronx.
Yes.
So being a Bronx native.
Yeah.
What's one thing you do appreciate from the Bronx?
It's gonna sound random, but like I like the energy that comes with so many people hustling in the Bronx. Like you have the person selling the ices, you have the piragua man, which I have not seen this year. I have yet to see one piragua man, and I'm like, where are the piraguas?
That's true.
Frio for the Dominicans. And I just love that. I love the people selling their fruit on the like corner and. Like you could get a coconut.
Now you could
in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
You could get a coconut. You could get acapuria.
You could
get pasteles.
Exactly. So I really love being able to just stop at all these little stands where people are making a living and providing something like delicious.
Okay.
The little simple treasures for me make life like chef's kiss.
No, which is dope. Like for me too. Like being a Bronx native as well. Like you know. I feel like people hear the fact of, you from the Bronx, they equivalent to, you ratchet.
You know what? They really do. And you know what? I've had a ratchet journey.
Okay. Let's talk about your journey.
I'm from the East Bronx. I'm from Castle Hill, and I went to school in the South Bronx.
Okay.
And it wasn't until like I got to college and had this like huge culture shock that I realized I was like kind of ratchet.
Okay.
But like, me, who I was compared to some other people, I was like, I didn't think I was that ratchet. You know, I thought, it gets way more ratchet than me.
Right.
But then, you take me out of there and drop me at Barnard, and I was like, oh my God, like, culture shock. Like, I'm ratchet. And I had my friends like, help me acclimate and, just kind of teach me how to be in a new environment because in the Bronx, I always say the Bronx is like prison. Like you need skills and rules like that exist right there that you don't need anywhere else. No, nowhere else. Like just like jail. So yeah, you know, I was in
what
my
high
little
school you
bubble.
went to?
I went to a Banana Kelly.
Okay, I went to Roosevelt.
Oh, okay.
She
That's
said,
it.
"Oh,
Ooh,
yeah."
I know Roosevelt. I heard about it,
Yeah.
but I wasn't over there.
Yeah. I was on that side.
Okay. No, mine was on it was on Longwood and Beck. So
Okay.
shout out to the South Bronx, shout out to Longwood, Simpson, Hunts Point. I spent so many years just hanging out over there.
Gotcha. No, the definitely. So like knowing that process that you went to college, you're now realizing like, yo, you're from what I've noticed, that you're on a path of breaking cycles.
Mm-hmm.
So that started was that your awakening? Because I want to know, like, what point in your life did you started embodying your words, create the things you wish existed?
That's so interesting. It's a really good question. I would say being a cycle breaker started when I graduated high school.
Okay.
Because I'm the first person in my immediate family to graduate high school. So I was really excited about that. Getting into college, of course, and going through and finishing college, like that's a first. Entering corporate America was a first. All of that was a first. In terms of like creating what you wish existed, I've always been creative. Like when I was in college, I was on Sabor. It's like Colombia's first Latino dance group. And I did that for a few years and we created a show.
Okay.
And it wasn't until like I was in corporate America and I started just doing funny shit online that I started to create like what I wish existed. Okay. And that kind of just like, spiraled from there. I would say, but like that kind of started in 2017.
2017. Yeah, I figured I was looking at your process and it was around 2017.
Yeah.
Word on the street is that you were about to tour with Chris Brown and you turned it down.
You must have been on my YouTube or something. So I was like a dancer for a while and I was like, I was going to document my journey as a dancer because I was like, bitch, I'm trying to be on Chris Brown's tour. Like, Chris Brown is such a phenomenal dancer. I look at him and I'm like, he is the epitome of a dancer. And so I really wanted that. That was like a dream for me. And, RIP to that dream. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
I'm living.
It happens.
But yeah, that would have been really nice. I wish.
She was like, go ahead.
That's crazy. I got a shout out to Luz. She's from Washington Heights and she is a dancer and she was on Chris Brown's tour.
Oh,
She's
that's
amazing.
dope. That's dope. So I know you went from dancing, then like around, like you mentioned, 2017, you started your podcast.
Yes, I had a podcast.
Right.
It was a Daily Dose of Slay.
Yes.
And that actually came from an Instagram segment. So every day I would make stories on my way to work. Okay. And I would just walk out my house feeling myself like, this is your Daily Dose of Slay. And then I was like, no, I should start a podcast. After hearing for like years, people like, you should start a podcast. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to start a podcast. So I created the Daily Dose of Slay. And it was a mix of like funny and serious. It's crazy. I recently just took it down because I'm like, oh, it's so old. I want like my new work that represents me right now to stay up. But yeah, I did that for like 2 years. I had a really big anniversary party. Okay. I was so excited. Like 60 something people came for little old me. Okay. I was like, oh, that was so sweet.
You happy? Okay.
Yeah. And at the time, like when it happened, I wanted to have like more like strangers, I guess, come.
Right.
But then, it hit me and I was like, I'm just so grateful for the people that like know me and came and showed out that I had not seen in a while. Right. So I would just say, it was a beautiful experience, but it came to its end and I went out on the high, not on the low.
So and then from there you started your your comedy process, I would say, right?
Yeah.
I know I mentioned you do actress as well. You're an actress as well, right?
Yeah.
So you started first into comedy and then you segue into everything. You're like branched out into everything else?
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I went. I started doing comedy online and it was kind of like one of those things that was staring me in the face, but I didn't realize like that was my thing. I would start these different like segments. So I had, basic bitch coffee segment. And it started as me getting like a $7 coffee every day. It lasted, I'm not even lying, it lasted like 2 days. I was like, $14 in 2 days, bitch. Like, stop, I can't be wasting this corporate money on these $7 coffees, which were like 6 ounces. Don't even play with me. Didn't even get me the 8 ounce.
Are you serious?
I'm dead. So then it turned into the cart coffee segment, okay? Because that was $1.50. I had like a basic bitch. Basic bitch coffee. I had a cubicle talk segment. I started doing like little funny segments online in my stories. And then the pandemic hit. I kept dancing. And when the pandemic hit, like I was heavy into dance. Like, I'm talking, I was getting like 6 hours of sleep a night. I would get up at 7. I would go to work. After work, I would like apply to different jobs and network. I was trying to like get into the production space. That didn't work out. Thank the universe, because I do not want to be a producer. And then I would dance at night. I would get home by like midnight. It was wild. Shout out to Urban Dance League. And yeah, so then the pandemic hit, and I was like, why am I checking the clock? I would be dancing for hours. Right. And then I looked at kept looking at the clock. I'm like, why am I looking at the clock? Like, I'm not in flow state. And I feel like when you're in flow state, that's when you know that is your thing. Completely lose time. And the only thing I did was like doing comedy stuff, or there was like funny videos or writing something.
Okay. So how did you, actually, no, I want to know me personally through this process, because you have a corporate background, you have your degree. Obviously, you venture into certain things. So, like, how was your transitioning process for that? And I want to know, what's one thing that you can say you learned from this process that to this day it still resonates with you?
So my transition, do you mean from
like, transitioning more into like dancing to now comedy and all that?
Okay, from corporate into the arts.
Right.
So for a while, it didn't feel like a transition, because I kind of felt like living a double life. Okay. You know, I'd go do my 9 to 5 in the office, and then I'd leave and go dance for a few hours and make silly videos that went viral all the time. Right. So that didn't feel like a transition. I did quit my 9 to 5 this year though. And
did you?
I did.
What? Congratulations.
We got to cheers to that. Thank you.
Really?
Yeah, I quit my 9 to 5. And so that transition, I feel like that was like the true transition into being a creative. And it's a little tough because I was making good money and I do miss the paycheck. But it was easy in another sense, because when I was in corporate, it really sucks having to like put on your corporate hat and then put on your funny hat and then put on your dance hat. And then like, I was just wearing so many different hats in a day that it was almost stifling my creativity. You know, I'm in Excel all day. I'm talking about numbers. I'm negotiating shit overseas. And I was just like, oh my God. And then I had to like, close my computer and go be funny. Right. You know, it doesn't work that way. And it really like stole my energy. So that transition, like out of that into creativity full time, has been invigorating.
Okay. Being an entrepreneur is not the easiest.
No, it's not. It's not.
You have people understand it's a struggle.
Yeah. Like you sweating every month.
Yo, I get
sweating.
It.
I'm gonna take this off because I'm sweating right now.
Because every moment where I gotta be like, yo, I gotta do Uber. Because
girl, if I wasn't scared of doing Uber, maybe I would do Uber.
Because it's not easy. But the thing is that people would look at your Instagram or your social media and automatically assume, because you have the high numbers and so on forth, they're automatically assuming numbers equate to money. No. Or followers equate to money.
It can, but that is very far from the truth. It also depends how you market yourself. Right, you know, like I recently started doing paid brand deals, and I got like 4 if you look on my page right now. Okay. Right. And normally I don't want my page to look like, you know, brand deal. But at the same time, it's like, they'll get paid. Right, you know what I'm saying? But like me as a writer, comedian, and actress, I really want to keep that as my focus. Okay. So I kind of feel like a tug and pull between like, you know, you are this, you are not going down the influencer route. Versus now, it's like, okay, well, you kind of got to go down the influencer route because your bills got to get paid, you know? And I think there's a huge distinction when people look at you from the outside in and say, okay, she's an influencer versus she's a comedian versus she's an actress. Like whatever title you have or someone, you know, views your page, sees your brand, whatever they get, they're going to judge you differently. And so for me, I want to be judged as a comedian, a writer, and an actress, not so much as an influencer. Right. The influencing almost kind of feels like it's a 9 to 5. You feel like it's forced upon you somewhat, like by universe, should I say? I feel like, you know, it's forced upon me by capitalism. Okay. Like, you know, we got these bills to pay. I'm not saying no to a brand partnership. Okay.
But does it have to make sense?
I only do if it makes sense. Like I will not do any brand partnerships for something that I don't actually think is, you know, something that would work for me.
Okay.
Like I did a little jewelry one.
Okay.
I did one for an emergency contraceptive.
Okay.
I did one for a dating app that Instagram keeps taking down. But yeah, you know, like I love dating, I love jewelry, and emergency contraceptive is amazing. Shout out to women's rights and healthcare. You know, so those I feel like work for me.
Okay.
You are not going to catch me dead doing a flat tummy tea. Like, y'all know these apps is popping. That shit would not be authentic nor genuine. Like, they're going to be like, girl, you have those by. Like, you're lying. I can't do that.
No, and that's good that you stick to what's true to your, like, to yourself in a sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I mentioned again, like, the whole struggles and everything like that is because, again, it's not easy. And then it's like people want to, which is fine. You want to pursue whatever it is you want to pursue, but understand the sacrifices that come to when you want stardom in a sense, or like comedian, whatever. Like I just feel like it doesn't matter whether it's a 9-to-5 or entrepreneurship. Whatever you want, you have to put in the work.
And
it's
and
not
you're
instant
right
gratification.
that it comes with sacrifices.
Right.
Like if you're in a 9-to-5, you're probably sacrificing. You know, you're literally sacrificing your day.
Right.
Doing a job for money. And when you're not in a 9-to-5 and you're like completely an entrepreneur, you're sacrificing your security. Because it's like, you know, you don't have the steady drip of a paycheck, even though security, blah, blah. We get it. It's kind of made up in your head. You could get fired at any minute. But you know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
For the most part, you sacrificing the steady drip.
No, definitely. So during this process, again, because now you're able to have the best of both worlds, right? I can say, how do you manage to push past like the challenges of doubts, of failure, you know, like moments like that? Like how do you overcome those challenges?
Yeah, I've had like so many moments of doubt over the years, especially when I was just getting started. I felt like the just getting started period lasted like, I don't know, like 5 years, 4 years, at least 4 years. Okay. And the reason I say that is because like I was doing what I wanted to do, but I was like all alone in doing it. Okay. I had not yet reached a point where I was attracting other people in my creative community that wanted to do those things with me, or that I could even be friends with. Right. Like it hadn't happened yet. Okay. And, you know, in those early stages, there was a lot of doubt because I'm like, damn, like, you know, where are my people? Where are the inspired people? Where are the people that want to create? Where are the people that have dreams that want to like, you know, connect with other people over that and grow together, yada, yada, yada. And through that, I kept pushing through because I saw myself getting better. Okay. So I think it's really important to look at where you started and look at where you are right now. Right. So like even now, like I recently read a script that they were like, oh, do you want to audition for it? And in the script, you know, this woman is an actress and basically her man doesn't believe in her. Okay. And he's like, girl, you like 40 something years old. Like you really think you're going to be like, you know, whatever. And he's like, there's younger people going out, and I'm reading the script like, they're coming for me.
She's like, the triggers.
I'm not 40, but I'm triggered up in here. I'm like, good shit, I can do this. But yeah, you know, that moments of doubt do hit.
Have you ever been in a place where you felt as if you wanted to quit?
If so, it has lasted, I would say, like less than a day. Okay. Because the idea of quitting to me is so much harder than trying. Right. Because like if I quit, like it's so less than a day. Maybe it lasted 5 minutes. Because if I quit, like what is the backup? Like, okay, I go use my degree and I get like a job. God, I'd rather no, absolutely not. Like I can't do that. I literally can't do that. It's just not in my person. So I'd rather keep trying. For? Psychology.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, you know, whatever. Maybe I could go do a psych thing. I could go get my master's. I could go be the social worker. I could go be a therapist. I could go get my PsyD, my PhD. Right, it's just not, it's not what I want to do. Right. Or I could just get a 9-to-5 in some corporate job like I had. And, you know, I ended up having to leave that because it was either like you move up or you move out. Gotcha. And they wanted to like send me to like, you know, South Korea to do like this business trip. And it's a huge honor. Like, wow, the company believes in me. They want to send me. They think I'm, you know, a great person that could represent and like do a good job. But the idea of that just like kind of like felt like dying to me a little bit inside. Right. And I'm like, I don't want to be somewhere weak doing a job that I actually don't feel that passionate about. Right, I'd rather be home making a funny video or writing something. So I would say in the moments of doubt, just look at like where you have come from, where you are now, and then where you want to go.
Let's talk about your comedy because you're raunchy. You're funny. Like people don't like. You're funny.
Thank you.
And now knowing the whole like psychological thing, right? Like it's funny, right? Because they have the stigma of like comedians and how they use humor for like towards like a coping mechanism.
Oh, yes.
So
we all traumatized in real life.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, do you feel related to that? Because I know you do your little your dad jokes. So like, is that somewhat how you got more into comedy in a sense because it was a coping mechanism?
Yeah, I think especially growing up in the Bronx, everyone is funny. Right. Like everyone, like you grew up in New York, you're probably funny. And I think that's part of, needing to find the joy in like little moments in life that you could create that are free.
Okay.
Like comedy costs $0, to see something, make a joke and make somebody laugh. And just, I feel like being around that my whole life was like definitely something that inspired me. Right now, in terms of like making humor to cope with things, like 100%. I do got some dad jokes. I was on the Gate podcast and I don't remember what I said, but I definitely had some like no dad jokes that I had dropped in there. Like I was on with someone and they had a dad. I was like, wow, you had a dad, bitch. Like, fuck me up. That's luxury right there. Yeah, you live in lavish. So yeah, I do use humor to cope with things, and whether it's a dad joke or even a mom joke. My mom, she crazy. I love her, but that woman crazy.
Right.
So yeah, I got some mom jokes floating
around.
How
does your family like look at your career right now? Like, are they supportive?
Yeah, they're really supportive. My mom was not supportive of me leaving my 9-to-5, but I mean, she's a mom and she wants me to be secure. And I think a lot of people who have parents that really care and don't come from too much would say like their parents kind of have a scarcity mindset a little bit. So it's like, no, you have this thing. Hold on to it. And I'm like, okay, I got to let that go to get something better though. Okay. Just by having faith that something better is there. And in her head, she's like, girl, are you crazy? Like you're crazy. Like you've lost your mind.
Right.
But she's very supportive and she thinks I'm really funny. And she watches my videos and she's a mom. She bragging.
Now your videos and also real like that ass like your videos are funny. It's funny because I was telling my niece about like, you was coming, and she's like, it's funny because she was like, wait, is that the one with she's always with the Greek girl? Because they look like sisters. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, she's like, oh my gosh, she's funny. And I'm like, no. So we started talking about that, and right, it's funny because like you again going to your videos, going to your material. Like for me, I feel like being a comedian can be a little bit tough because we live in an era right now where everybody's super sensitive. Too offended. Yeah. And their opinion has to be validated.
Yes. It is hard being a comedian in 2023. Right. I will say, no matter what type of comedy you create, whether you're doing like sketches, whether you're doing stand-up, whether you're writing a freaking tweet. You know what I'm saying? It is hard to be a comedian when you have so many people that are hypercritical and hypersensitive. Especially coming from a background where your feelings really did not matter. Like, if you cutting ass in the Bronx and somebody actually gets their feelings hurt, like the more your feelings are hurt, the funnier the shit is. Right. It's like, yo, he crying.
Yeah, that's how we grew up. That's how when I see certain things, I'm like, come on, bro, tough up. Come on. We grew up a certain way. We thugs over here.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, I had to get a tough skin because I was like, I'm either going to laugh or I'm going to be crying all day.
So have you been on the, I always call it the dark side of social media, but like that toxic side of TikTok, social media, Instagram.
You mean the toxic side, like the funny joke side, or the toxic side, like mad soft side, which they both toxic a little bit.
So the soft side where they're like offensive.
I've seen the soft side. I've seen everything. I feel like I've been on every side of TikTok.
You've been on every side of it?
But I feel like people should be able to say their dark humor, and if you don't like it, you should just keep swiping. I don't feel the need. Like, I don't understand why people are like, you hurt my feelings. I don't get it. I don't get it. Personally, if someone hurts my feelings on the internet, I'm not going to tell them. I'm just going to be like, fuck you. And swipe away.
Right. I don't get it either. I don't listen. I just recently had like one of my first stepping into the bad side, to the negative side. And I was like, they started attacking me, and I was like, they even came from my
They
way.
tried to get you.
I was like,
Did they try to cancel you?
they tried not cancel me, but they was like,
They were coming for your neck.
They were coming for my neck. They were just like, yo, look at this fat shit. I was like, this is fun. This is how you went from comedy to like weight wise. But I was just like, wow. But you look at it, right? Because during the process, you have to. Again, you mentioned it. You have to build that tough skin.
You do.
So I feel like that's how you know you're stepping in the right direction.
You know what? Low key. Because when you can stir the pot that much to get somebody to get that crazy on you, like you're like, ooh, what am I doing right? You know?
Right.
I really invoked emotion over here. Personally, I don't like invoking that in people, but I do with some of my posts, and I've gotten some crazy comments, and I'm like,
all I said was that I don't understand how Staten Island is part of the 5 boroughs. That's what I said.
It is type far away, right? It is type far away.
I said they should have been part of Jersey. That's all I said.
It's closer to Jersey. It's closer to Jersey.
How you coming for my neck for that?
Yeah, I feel you.
How you call me fat because of that? Make it make sense. Going back to why I mentioned this, because I want to know, how do you stay true to your content? To who you are?
That's a good question. So some people create for the audience that they want to get.
Okay.
And some people create for themselves and hope that will naturally attract the audience that would actually laugh with them.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely been in a space where I've like, okay, like what would my audience like to see today? And I've never liked the content that has come out of that. Okay. So now, like right now, I'm kind of like on a little lull with creating content. I had those 4 sponsored posts. And then outside of that, like I haven't created too much. Okay. Just because I feel like my head wasn't in a funny space recently. Not that anything bad's going on, but sometimes, you in and out. Yeah, I'm on a resting period right now.
As you should.
And that's very important. That's very important for creatives. It really is. Like we need rest. But yeah, I think I stay true to my content by making something that I genuinely laugh at. Okay. And something that I'm gonna feel good about, later on if I see it again. I'm like, oh yeah, I made that. That was good. You know?
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you gotta look at the long term. Like I feel like in life, for me, everybody's different. Like some people look for the instant gratification, as I mentioned. Mm-hmm. For me, I look at the longevity of things. Right. So if I was a comedian, I would want my content to just 10 years later be like, yo, that was good. This video is still funny,
Sometimes I want to repost my old stuff now that I got 100K and not 3K.
Come on,
because I be cracking up. Every now and then I'll look at my old shit and be like,
you should do a reaction video.
I should.
You should
my own stuff.
You should. They're gonna be like, yo, she's narcissistic.
I can see it now. Look at this girl gassed off of herself.
She got 100K, that's it.
They be saying that you can't laugh at your own jokes. Why would you not laugh at your own jokes?
Why?
I don't get it. I laugh at my own jokes. And if that kills the joke, well then let it die.
It's like that saying, when they say what is it? You can't have, you have the cake and you can't, what is it?
You can't have the cake and eat it too?
Yes. You can't. Why?
Why?
When the cake is right there.
So, okay. I'm so glad you said that because I had a professor tell me that once. And I literally had to be like, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't get it. I don't get it. If you have the cake, you can eat the cake. What does that even mean?
What's the whole purpose to that?
So what it means is you can't have your cake and eat it because once you eat it, you no longer have it.
See, so now this video right here, watch them be like, look at this dumb.
Look at this girl acting like we don't know what it means because she just figured it out. Wow.
I never knew that.
I never knew that either. And then I was like the meme. That was me. I was like, oh, I get it.
I'm like,
once you consume it, you no longer have it.
That's true.
Well, I'm going to consume it. Sorry. I'm going to eat the food.
That's right. We hungry. Life is life right
I do like to eat. I do be eating.
You do? So you was answering some questions. You're a sushi person.
I love sushi.
Okay, so what spot do you like? Because I'm like, sushi, you got to be careful where you go to.
Okay.
So what's one of your favorite
2 main spots? Sakura in Avenue U. It's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Mad good. That's 10 out of 10. And then my second favorite spot is Sushi Yasaka. And it is on, I think, the west side. Okay. Around the 80s, somewhere around there. Those are like my top 2 spots.
Those are your top
I would say Nobu, but a bitch ain't got Nobu money, so don't get crazy. I've been there once though. It was nice. I ain't paying.
Is it?
Somebody else paid.
You know,
$20 California roll, bitch, please. I don't even think so.
Like, can I just get one roll, please?
Yeah, no.
That's good. Okay, I mean, it's quality.
It's quality.
Right.
Very,
You pay for
very good
quality, you know?
Very good quality.
So, lastly, I want to know, when was the last time you did something for the first time?
Recently I had a thing. I ain't gonna say that one, but I would say, last time I did something for the first time. I recently had a let me get all my shit back moment for the first time. Okay. So that was nice. That was nice. It was like a first time of closing a really big chapter.
Okay.
And I quit my 9 to 5 for the first time. That was a big thing.
A big step.
Also, I had a part-time job that I got laid off from. Got laid off for the first time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a big accomplishment.
And what else? Those are a lot of firsts. Those are a lot of firsts.
You got a lot of, okay, within this year?
Or within the past couple months.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Congratulations on getting laid off.
Yeah, that's super dope. I got laid off a few times. It's okay.
You know what? It's okay. It was like universe redirection.
I walked out before.
Oh, I did that one time. Yeah. I was in high school and I quit McDonald's with a really good walk off.
Okay. You did that. Okay.
I was like, fuck this place.
I did the same thing.
Good.
And I never went back again. Actually, that was the last time since I worked for a company too.
Oh, what? That is we're gonna drink to that. We're gonna drink to that. Yeah.
We gotta drink. We gotta drink to that. It's in the, nothing but.
You know what's crazy? I'm really doing my best to not get a 9 to 5 again. And it's tough. It's tough.
It is. And it's so, I tell people this because I quit.
It's tempting.
It is. It's okay if you end up getting a part-time, right? Because the first time I did the whole full entrepreneurship, I was I was parading it, right?
Yes.
3 months later, I was working at Insomnia Cookies,
yes,
okay. And it was okay. And then, I was there for a year and a half to close to 2, and then I left. So what I learned, I feel like what people need to learn is knowing how to budget yourself.
Hey, and you are not your career. You are not your job. And for people who have careers that do fully embody who they are and their passions and their goals, chef's kiss. That's amazing. Congratulations. But for people that have it just as a means to pay the bills while they do other things that they're passionate about, that's great. But you are not your career. It is okay if you leave the workforce to have to go back in.
Right.
We live in a real world where people got bills to pay. So yeah, just do whatever works for you.
Right.
I'm trying to really not do it because I don't want that energy stolen again from me.
And I get
creatively having to be corporate and then not be corporate and but if I see something that aligns well and I think would fuel that, if I got a creative job that would fuel my personal creativity, let's talk about it.
Right. So I tell people, being an entrepreneur, understand what you've seen on social media versus real life, it's so different.
And I get so frustrated with the influencers that are I made $50,000 this month because they act and one, everyone can do it. Two, don't get it twisted. That is a job, and that is not a 9 to 5. That is a 24/7. Because when you get those brand deals, you have to send them the video. They can send you all these edits. Sometimes you have to reshoot. It is a full-time job. You're doing your own invoicing. You are managing your own inbox. You have all this stuff coming in. I'm overwhelmed with my emails right now, and they ain't even that crazy, but they're crazy enough that I'm overwhelmed. I cannot even imagine being a full-time influencer where I'm juggling 20,000 things, and then you have to feign enthusiasm. Oh my God, I'm so excited! I got this thing, bitch. I'm tired.
Right. No, it's true.
It's hard. That is a job. Don't get it twisted. Being an influencer is not all fun games and traveling the world.
Sometimes you have to withhold who you really are being this influencer because, again, like you mentioned, sir, it depends. It all depends who you are. It depends on the contract you sign, how you, for you stick to your brand, you stick to who you are. So you stay within your own character and it needs to make sense for you. So I get it. So, again, it's not easy, guys. So, just, I guess it's just so many people again just looking at the glam life, thinking again they see you doing this and like I want this. I want this. Like, understand the sacrifices that are being made.
And listen, there's a lot happening like behind the scenes. There's some TikTok girlies dropping the tea. On like these influencer girls that make like 50 racks going on the yacht boat with some man.
Ooh, I heard about that. I heard about that.
All I'm saying is never want somebody else's life. Go put on J. Cole's song, Love Yours. That song makes me love my life so much. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Live your life, your decision making. Like, you are you. Don't want anybody else's life. I don't want nobody wanting my life, please. There is so much I got going on that I would never post on the internet. Like, privacy is very important to me. So whatever you see is what I want you to see. Like, someone asked me, what's your biggest insecurity? Why the hell would I put that on the internet? Like, why would I put that on the internet? Like, I'm insecure about a good number of things, like any other human being.
So what's one of your
girl bye?
So what's your social?
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
No, I get it. But again, this is why I love working with a lot of you guys, where it's like, because you guys stay true to who you are, it's authentic. You understand? So, and I think this is why you're rising the way you're rising. It's not that I know this is one of the reasons why you're rising the way you're rising within your career. So it's going to take time, but you're going to get that HBO.
Yeah, I'm selling my show to HBO. Don't get it twisted.
You understand? You're going to get that. So I believe in you. You know, I just want to say thank you for your time. I want to say congratulations on all your accomplishments. It's not easy. So the fact that you keep pushing through all these challenges and you're overcoming it is a beautiful thing.
Thank you. And I would say like the time is gonna pass anyway. When people are like, oh God, that's gonna take so long, bro, what are you doing anyway? Like, it's gonna pass anyway.
Right.
So do the damn thing.
Do it. I see it.
Nike, just do it.
Just do it.
Okay. Thank you.
Ooh. This got me hot. I'm about to start dancing salsa.
I'm about to throw my third cup on. Don't play with me.
Okay. Wow,
I'm gonna need another big ice thing.
So, Jazz, where can we find you?
You can find me
all that good stuff
at the Jasmine Ruiz, THE, Jasmine, like the normal way. Don't get it twisted. No Y's and no Z's. Okay, Ruiz, RUIZ. That's my Instagram, and TikTok is the Jazz Ruiz, JAS. Okay, and that's me.
And you already know the vibes. There shouldn't be no reasons why you shouldn't be following her. All her information will be in the description box below. All you got to do is click on it. It's free. It's your girl V-Henny, the Artistry, and we out. Rock out with your cocks out, jam out with your clam out. Bow.